Alright, so obviously the cat's out of the bag. This car is finished. But before I post the videos of the work that I've done on this car, I wanted to give a couple disclaimers. First of all, I may have made a lot of mistakes on the steps that I took, on the jobs that I did on this car. I may have done things wrong. So take these videos with a grain of salt. Don't expect them to be perfect. I know there are a lot of things that I probably missed and I probably did wrong. And secondly, and maybe more importantly, these videos are not how-to videos. They're not step-by-step instructions on how to do the different jobs. More than anything, they're just a recording for me to have a log of what has been done on this car. And hopefully it'll help some people. It'll be interesting to some people. Either way, hope they're enjoyable, and I hope a lot of you get something out of this. And hopefully maybe inspire some more 2gr swaps out there, because it sure is pretty awesome. Just a quick background on the car that I picked up to do the 2gr swap into. It's a 1991 turbo T-top, and I found this car last year in January on Facebook. It was a marketplace post. And I'd sort of been watching it, and after a month or so, I shot the guy a message. Hey man, can you tell me a little bit more about the car? Nothing. Crickets. Later in that year, going into the fall, I was really ramping up my search for a car to do the 2gr swap into. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to do the ultimate Facebook stalking, and I looked at his friends and saw that his wife was on there. I'm like, all right, hey, does dude have this MR2 still? And I'm interested in it, but I haven't heard from him. Nothing. One day, out of the blue, in October, what, 7-8 months later, I get a message. Hey, sorry, stuff's been going on, but I have the car. Are you interested? I'm like, yes. I'm in Tennessee. The car's in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I start looking at airline tickets. Right about that time, my son gives me a call. He's like, Dad, I found the car I want, which he'd been looking to. He had just sold his Genesis Coupe and he was looking for a car. He's like, Dad, I found my dream car. It's a Lexus IS300. It's in Chicago. I've already been looking at airline tickets. I'm like, really? I've been looking at airline tickets for a car that is in Indianapolis. Turns out, next morning, both of us are in Chattanooga getting on a plane to Chicago. We pick up his IS300. He drives me south to Indianapolis, pick up the 91 turbo, and drive it home. Which was a little sketchy. Tires were completely dry rotted. At 200,000 miles, probably the original clutch. There was no clutch. So hope for the best and drove 80 all the way back to Tennessee. Got home, drove it into the carport, and a couple days later, we had jacked it up and pulled the motor and transmission out, which went to a buddy of mine, which you stole it from me, Kenneth. You stole it from me. But I hope you're going to get some good use out of it. And the 2gr swap was underway. So that's how I got this car. The 2gr-fe that I found, I bought it off of eBay. And it's from a Sienna. I wanted the Sienna so I could have the Sienna harness to send off to Paul Woods. And it had low miles, about 45,000 miles on it. Unfortunately, that motor must have been out of the car for a long time because it was super corroded. And that's actually where we pick up the videos. It's always good to get a before and after, especially when the before is so terrible. A lot of corrosion and rusty parts on this motor. But this motor is not going to look like this before it goes into that car. I do want to give a huge, heartfelt thank you to some of the guys who have helped me through this process. Paul Woods at Wood Sport, which is definitely where you want to go to get your wiring solutions provided for you. Thanks, Paul. Mark at Frankenstein Motorworks. Thanks for all the parts you provide, but thank you also for the support that you've given me to sort things out and get this thing running. So thank you. Thanks also to Alex Wilhelm for the support you gave me with the parts I got from you. Jason, thanks for walking me through some of the things that you did on your 2GR. Such a fun project. Such a fun project.